Back in between the years of 2020 to 2022 was arguably the peak of the MOBA game genre. Dota 2 was skyrocketing the charts with the release of the amazing seasonal events every year, including fun and creative game modes, alongside the limited edition battle passes featuring beautifully crafted cosmetics. And of course, who could forget the International, which gathered millions of fans from all around the globe who all tuned in for one thing and one thing only: to watch some good-ass Dota 2.
Ooh, collapse, he tries to make the move, but the counter's there. Xingqiu with an instant lift holds him in his tracks.
League of Legends, of course, as usual, also rode its own wave of massive success, reigning supreme over not only the MOBA game category, but multiple game genres as well, following the releases of several spin-off games, as well as a variety of different game modes embedded into the League client. Finally ending off on probably the most thrilling, exciting, and downright nail-biting grand finals ever recorded in esports history.
Can he steal it? Kuma will have the fire rifle.
But whilst both of these games were soaring in fame, racing each other to the top of the gaming industry, one would eventually start to lose their balance and momentum, slowing down bit by bit, leaving the other to surpass them, never to be seen side by side ever again. Back in the day, believe it or not, both League of Legends and Dota 2 were pretty much neck and neck and tied in terms of popularity. Statistics between the two games were pretty much equal when it came down to concurrent player count, livestream viewers, and toxic radiation levels of their subreddits. But as time went on and changes were being made, League has now more or less taken over the entire world, becoming not only the most popular topic in the gaming industry, but also in film, animation, and music as well. Only for Dota 2 to unfortunately dwindle away in relevancy, forever hiding behind League in its shadow. So how exactly does one of the most popular esports games ever created go from being League's #1 competitor and rival to where it is now? Well, firstly, before we start talking about everything Dota 2 did wrong, let's go back in time to analyze everything they did right. Starting off with, of course, our beloved compendium. Making its first appearance back in May of 2013 was the very first iteration of the compendium. Only costing around $10 was basically a nicely wrapped gift basket filled with in-game goodies and treats for you to enjoy, as well as a donation towards the International's prize pool. This, at the time, was never really done before, as it was a really cool and unique way to get some hats and support the game that you loved. This practice continued on, repeating year after year, eventually evolving into what we know now as the Battle Pass, which I'm sure we're all familiar with, as we see it in almost every single game that we play nowadays. Although frowned upon nowadays, seen as just another sneaky way that the companies get into your pockets, whether you liked it or not, the Battle Pass for Dota was actually a massive success in regards to Dota 2's popularity, as well as helping fund the massive prize pools Dota is well known for. You could have never logged into Dota for weeks or months, but still find yourself eagerly waiting, excited for the next announcement of the upcoming Battle Pass. As a Dota player, this felt like another birthday or Christmas, like something came home and everybody came back to celebrate. And with TI just waiting around the corner, it was a feeling that was just unmatched. This massive ongoing success allowed Valve to push Dota even further beyond, outside of its comfort zone, into brand new ideas, which a lot of the times didn't actually work. Okay, I'll be honest. Underlords was just a bit too slow to the punch, with Riot's version just barely taking the auto chess crown, and Artifact, well, that thing just killed itself. However, despite their few rocky attempts to branching out, not all of them were all too bad, as shortly after Riot's announcement to creating their own television series, Valve went ahead and challenged with their very own adaptation, resulting in an anime that was honestly not too bad and was pretty well received. At least that's what I've been told. I actually have no idea. I've never watched it. Later on, even releasing a battle pass that would also feature Persona skins from the same anime. Dota's strategy was simple yet very effective, always managing to outdo themselves every single year and managed to bring their community back together just for these glorified bundles of joy. But just like all good things in life, everything must come to an unfortunate end. As of June 2023, Valve would go ahead and post some heartbreaking news that would shock the entire Dota 2 player base: the cancellation and indefinite hiatus to the creation of the Battle Pass. A tough decision that would ultimately lead to good things, but also bring Dota 2's downfall. Their stated reasoning behind this cancellation was because Valve felt as if they were spending too much time and resources on the Battle Passes every year, as well as the hype and excitement being too revolved around this specific release, leading to the rest of the year just being being very uneventful and rather mundane for Dota. On top of that, the prices for these battle passes would also inflate exponentially, with certain skins and personas requiring non-stop grinding or more spending in order to obtain them. Dota 2 was and still is a free-to-play game, but it felt as if you weren't really able to celebrate and partake in these updates if you didn't spend any money, which ultimately led Valve into a sudden shift in their direction, applying updates and events everybody can enjoy instead of releasing an overloading amount of content behind a paywall. This decision at first sounded like a good idea, as Valve was just trying to spread out their content and have it more accessible to their community. However, their plan unfortunately didn't go as well as they thought it would. Their attempts in trying to spread the hype all year round ended up killing all the remaining hype the game had left, because truth be told, the cancellation of the Battle Pass was actually a huge deal. Not just because we weren't going to get any more cosmetics or limited edition arcanas or anything like that, but because the Battle Pass was something that the entire community celebrated and was always the one thing we looked forward to. It was an opportunity to spend all the money that you saved up that year on the one game you loved the most, whilst also contributing the spendings towards the biggest esports tournament of the year. Following this, Valve also decided on reverting the Battle Pass back to the old compendium, which was specifically advertised to not have any cosmetics or fancy loot that the Battle Pass had, which only led to further disappointment, with buyers witnessing just how much worse the former Battle Pass has now become.
What is this? Sticker capsule. Is this CSGO? Are you trying to be CSGO? Because CSGO is gone. CS2 is live. So you wanna be CSGO. CSGO. Okay, CSGO. Let's go CSGO right now. Next up, we have team loading screen. Oh my goodness. What the f is this? This one? Loading screen treasure. What else? What else? No item? What is this? +3 fantasy crafting rolls. What even is that, bro? What is this? HUD. Wala, we get nothing. You get nothing. Good day, sir.
And as Dota 2 fell more and more behind, Riot pushed League to a level of fame almost too big to even comprehend, with multiple other game releases and more being worked on for the future, as well as Arcane's massive success, easily considered the best video game adaptation ever made and hit IMDb's top 25 television series of all time. It sucks to say, but it has sort of become obvious that Valve has stopped trying, at least in terms of Dota. And I'm not just saying this because of some silly Battle Pass cancellation, it's way more than this. They've stopped in creating True Sights, the best esports documentary in the world, they've stopped their amazing collaborations with other games, and they've stopped caring about TI in general. TI 13 was not only a massive disaster, but it was the only TI in history not to be even advertised on the Steam webpage. Even Gaben himself has stopped caring, going from welcoming us to the International in person to just sending a pre-recorded video. However, despite everything Dota 2 has lost and the rocky road it's had to endure, Valve is very aware of its hardcore fan base that would never leave its side, as they continue to keep their word and release great updates for the whole community to enjoy for absolutely free. As much as I myself do miss the Battle Pass, I have to admit, facets were a great addition to the game, and I don't know about you guys, but I've won my fair share of free Arcanas through the Crownfall event. Valve has made excellent changes ever since, but it is sad to see the burning fire they once had get smaller and smaller as time goes on. I think it's safe to say that Valve has fully settled in on being second place, seeing as that the third spot is still nowhere close to their level. Sure, they might not exactly be like League's level of popular, but in my eyes, I see Riot as the company who will continue to press on, whereas Valve is nice and cozy Grandma's house.